How are you doing, guys? I'm back at you with a video. I know it's been a while. My apologies, life's been getting in the way. And the first video I wanted to bring back after the break was about ankle med kits. I have been carrying one since the very first video on the channel. I will put a link to it in the description below. I've carried different brands, different iterations, different setups, but I do think that the latest one from Combat Air Training, made by my friend Andrew, is the best that I have seen so far. Reasons why I think it'll be my go-to going forward, and why I think you guys should buy one. Coming right at you. Okay guys, so here we go. So here is a tabletop, kind of, sort of ankle kits. So to start with, this was my very first carry. So when I first started looking into ankle med kits, this is my very first one. If you look down at that video below, that is about this particular kit. This is the SFD responder made by Pro. Great kit, very elastic, very comfortable to wear. It even has on the side over here, it has an area where you can, if you want to, molly pouches on, plus there's some spots for shock cord. So that kind of made it unique in a way. It did not have any kind of a flat pocket on the back. You can see it's been very well worn, but you'll also notice maybe that you see these rubber bands on it. Well, that was because it was very common for you to lose your items out of this ankle rig. I had combat gauze, multiple different things that would slide their way out, and then if I was lucky, I would be walking past and see what had fallen out of my rig. So other than that, this is a great rig. Now, you can't carry as much in this. This is definitely like a low profile that way, but you can still carry everything you need. I don't think that this thing was not built well. It's just the open top design had its drawbacks. So this is the one from Pro, the SFD responder. I'm not sure if they still make this or not, but this was a good kit. My next one that I carried was the one from Warrior Poet Society. It had the advantage of the over-the-top strap, so therefore you wouldn't lose your items. It also had a couple neat tricks up its sleeve. It had this air mesh backing that supposedly made it less sweaty. I honestly don't know if I ever really noticed a difference in that regard. And on the end here, if you open these up, there is like a flat pocket in here that velcros closed, where you could potentially put things like chest seal, but I think it's more designed for, you know, keeping like spare money, ID, that kind of stuff. What I didn't like about this kit was there's no elasticity, there's no give. So if this were to slide down your leg in any way, shape, or form, it would be loose and kind of moving around, and I really didn't care for this rig very much because of that. I think it carries more than enough medical, definitely more than the SFD did. And it seems like it's well constructed, well made, but probably the shortest run of time was this ankle rig right here. But I also don't think it would serve you poorly. I just didn't care for the fact that it had no elasticity to it. That was my main negative on this one. So then it comes to the longest running rig, and that would be the Riker rig. Now this is the rig that James from Tactical Response always talked about. This is the one that he carried, and I fought that advice for a long time, thinking, oh, I'll find something different. He was right, is what it boils down to. Is in many things, once again, James was right. Great thing about this rig, again, it has the same idea of the the straps that go over top of your gear. That way you don't lose stuff. It also had a flat pocket in the back where you could slip flat items like chest seals, same thing, spare ID, spare money, that kind of stuff. And then it had this little addition on the end which stretched, and that gave you that little bit of give. And what that allows you to do is get it on your ankle and then put a little bit of tension under it so it doesn't move around on you. This thing, as you can see, is well worn, covered in dirt and lint and dust, and I'm sure it would serve me just fine, but after about a year and a half of carrying, I decided to get a new one. So this was the original Riker that I had, and this is the newer Riker that I bought. And again, same exact design. I added a little bit of Camden Mafia to the table. And it has worn very well. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. No real negatives on it. I really don't have anything I could say like I don't like this about it. Yeah, it's been great. But there are new players in the market. So from our friends John and Amanda at SOE is their version of the ankle med kit. It is very stoutly built. Oh, got upside down. Very stoutly built. It does not have any overstraps, so I can't say anything negative or positive about losing items, but it also will tell you that the elastic that they use is much, much, much stiffer, much stouter. So I don't have an answer as to how the longevity of it is, but knowing SOE and the way they build stuff, my assumption would be that it would last just fine. Again, they give you a little additional piece right here for going over boots or thicker legs, depending on your size. I have not carried this, so I can't speak to actual physical use of it, but it does seem very well built. And knowing those guys over there, I am sure that it would serve you well. So that is the SOE ankle med kit. Now to the star of the show, so to speak. This is the Combat Art Training, get it right, Max, ankle med kit. So I'm going to bring it in actually a little bit closer so you can really get a look at the different parts of it and the different features that it has. And we're going to go over what I think coming right at you. All right, guys, so here we go. So this is the Combat Art Training Ankle Medical Kit. What makes it different? Well, one of the things that makes it different is the only place where it allows for that stretch, allows for that ability to keep it in place is right here. So this is a shock cord adapter, and this is something that Andrew has kind of made very popular on his gear. So basically the idea is that's where you get the stretch, is right there. And you can tighten that or loosen that as you see fit. What it also does on his end of things, being that he makes the gear, is it allows him to be able to make this serviceable and user replaceable. So instead of replacing the entire thing if the elastic wears out or breaks, all you're replacing is just a bit of shock cord. So for him, it makes a lot of sense, I think, doing it this way. What else do we have as far as this kit goes? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets for medical. I will tell you that this carries more than any other ankle med kit that I have yet to use. It also is a little bulkier than almost every other medical kit that I have used. If you have something like a skinny pair of jeans or something like that, which you're a man, you shouldn't be wearing skinny jeans, but if you did have a skinnier light pair of jeans, this could be an issue for you. So something to keep in mind. But also, if you didn't carry as much, you wouldn't have that problem, right? Okay. So we have 4 pockets behind each section. Hopefully this comes up on camera as well as I'm hoping it does. You have a small area where it's basically a flat pocket with Velcro closure. Okay, you have a small one here, and you have a large one here that spans the almost the entire width of that section of the ankle med kit. The idea being for flat items like chest seals, that kind of thing. And he does give you pull tabs so that you can open it, because if you're using this, you're likely to be under just a little bit of stress Oops, at the time. Now, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but this is in the sexiest camo pattern available, which is Multicam Tropic. And Andrew, being the rock star that he is, has decided to give me contrasting thread because he's the man. If you want this for yours as well, not that anyone's going to see it, it's an ankle med kit. Put a note in your order, and I'm sure he'd make it happen for you. The other neat thing that he has done, which I know is going to be hard to get to show on camera, is that in each one of these, actually if I get a pen, that might make it a little easier. Each one of these pockets has these loops. They're elastic loops, and they're made for organizing. So if you had items like a pen or a needle decomp or a Sharpie, you could put them in there, or a nasal pharyngene. So if you look in this pocket right here, I've got a Rescue Me in there because I think shears do a great job, but in 9 times out of 10, I don't think you necessarily need shears, and these will work just fine. If you don't know, take Immediate Action Medical and you'll find out. But this is actually organized in the pocket, along with the nasal pharyngeal is in that little elastic tube, which pulls it to the back of the pouch and allows something like a Rescue Me to be able to go in front of it. So if you're wondering what's in my kit here, I will go over things with you, seeing as how I've got you here. So in this pocket right here, I've got an interesting package, and what it basically is, it is something that comes from Riker, and is pre-packaged. It's a compressed gauze and a compression bandage, both in the same package, which is a pain in the butt to get out. So that's what that is. So that's basically a small compression bandage and compressed gauze in one airtight package. So that's what that is. That comes from Riker. In this pocket here, I have got gloves, because you should have gloves on you. You should also have gloves on you that can take a little bit of a beating. I've gone over these GloveWorks gloves before. I think any 8mm glove would serve you just fine, but I think 8mm is kind of that magical number. You've already seen the Rescue Me. I've got a needle decomp, and I've got the nasal pharyngeal. This is the pre-lubed. I know from watching Lewis and Kayla from Tactical Response testing it that it is not the most comfortable nasopharyngeal to take in, but I also know that this packaging will hold up longer, so I've decided to stick with this. Maybe that'll change, maybe it won't, we'll see. And in this pocket here, I have shoved in a rat's tourniquet and a rescue blanket, and also my chest seals. And as you can see, this stuff is all dusty and dirty and such, and that's because it gets carried every single day. So that is, I think, a really good amount of medical gear for any ankle med kit. It is carrying more than any other ankle med kit that I've tried using. I have not been able to carry as much as this in the past. I've always had to parse something down. So besides the design, besides the construction, which is top notch, Andrew and his family are amazing people. And that's why I buy from them and why I buy gear made by them. So that's it, guys. So that is ankle med kits, and specifically the Combat Art Training ankle med kit. I don't think you're served ill by any of these. The only one that I wouldn't necessarily recommend is the Warrior Poet one, but here's the reality. Guys, carry medical. Whatever it is. If it's the Warrior Poet one, if it's the Riker med kit, if it's another Riker med kit that you've gone through, you've worn it so much that you've worn through one. Whether it's the Frog Pro or the SOA, it doesn't matter. Carry medical. Carry medical on you. You don't know when that moment's going to come from you. You don't know when it's going to be for you. Carry medical with you. Because the reality is, if you have all this training, you are way more likely to use medical training than you are using your gun. You've seen video after video after video after video saying the same thing. You've seen me say the same thing before if you've watched my videos before. Carry your medical. It's that simple. Even if it's just shoved in your pockets. Even if you don't know how to use it, carry medical, because someone around you may. But get training. Great piece of kit. It will be my daily carry going forward. If there's issues with it, I will let you know. I don't expect there to be any issues with it. And buy from good people. Your money has power, guys. Like, use your money, use that power that you have. You have a power with your purchasing power. You have the ability to support good people. So do so. And get training, guys. There's a lot of good places to get training out there. There's Tactical Response. There is Homestead Medical, Chuck Peoples. Great dude, great information, great trainer. A guy I just met, John Aldridge, who also has a training company, and he comes up here to PA to do training. Like, all these people have this knowledge, and they're willing to give it to you. Go get training. That's it, guys. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're using your time well. I am sorry it has been so long since my last video. I know you've been sitting there every Sunday just hoping to see the newest one come out. But thank you anyway for watching. I hope you're watching this. I hope it's finding you well. And remember, guys, your path is out there. Go find it.